Hello, my name is Timothy Genoble, and today we're going to talk about educating exceptional students. So first I want to go over the purpose of the Individual Disabilities Education Act. It provides rights and protections to children with disabilities and to their parents or their legal guardians. Second, to provide a free appropriate education to children with disabilities. And this also gives parents or the legal guardians a voice in their child's education, where they can help decide some of the factors and things that are going on. So there's 6 principles of IDA. Free appropriate education, appropriate evaluation, IEP, least restrictive environment, parent involvement, participation, and the procedural safeguards. Now there are several categories under IDEA. As you can see, here's a list of them. Today we're going to talk about autism, multiple disabilities, emotional, some of the intellectual as well, and then the hearing impairment, visual impairment. So autism, some of the characteristics, they may have delayed educational development and have a hard time relating to the environment around them and coping with that. There's also speech and language delays that are often seen. Looking at speech impairment, this may be associated with the neurological, psychological, physical, or sensory factors that involves perceptual motor skills. The type of disorder characterized by impairment of articulation, rhyme, rhythm, as well as stress-related factors. When we look at language impairments, may be associated with neurological, psychological, physical, or sensory factors as well. So the main categories of exceptionalities that we're going to talk about today are these 5. There's behavioral, communicational, intellectual, physical, and then multiple. So when we look at behavioral, this is a learning disorder that is characterized by specific behavior problems. And this occurs over a duration of time, and then it begins to affect the individual's educational performance. This can be accompanied by inability to build or maintain their interpersonal relationships. They may have excessive fears or anxiety, and they have a tendency to have compulsive reactions. So mild intellectual disability, students will have the ability to achieve educational gain within a regular classroom with simply modifying curriculum and having support services in place for them. Now they'll unable to profit educationally within a regular classroom due to the individual's educational intellectual development, but they have that potential for success in the classroom, and they can adjust to the social changes and be independent. There's developmental. These, they may benefit from a special education program that is more designed to accommodate slower intellectual development. Students struggle to achieve academic gain from the special education program for the mild intellectual disabilities, so they would move over to the other program. They display a limited potential for academic achievement and may have a hard time adjusting as well, independently to the social changes. So another intellectual, gifted or talented, these display, an advanced degree of general intellectual ability above others their age. This is where differentiated learning experiences are useful and helps to bring it to their level of potential and to help them achieve maximum. Physical disabilities, these are severe physical limitations that require special assistance in learning situations in order to give them that educational experience that is equivalent to a student that does not have those exceptionalities. Blind, low vision. This is defined as partial or total impairment in sight or vision that even with correction affects their educational performance. Multiple, this is usually a combination of learning impairments and or physical disabilities. It can be either. It can be a combination of them. In order to succeed, they require services from one or more special education teachers. So looking at the universal design for learning, this design guides the layout for learning experiences in a way that meets every student's needs in the classroom. When using this, the design of the environment is the barrier to learning. It's based on brain science and evidence-based educational practices that have been done, and it utilizes digital technology. So there's 3 principles of the universal design for learning. To provide multiple opportunity for engagement, to provide multiple opportunity for action and expression, and to provide multiple opportunity for representation. Some examples of, engagement, you could survey the students about their interests, their strengths, their needs, and then incorporate those into your lesson plans. You could use, choice menus when working toward their individual goals, and then state the learning goals clearly in a way that feels relevant to your students. Some examples of expression to make it easy for students to adjust font sizes and background colors using digital technology, and then provide options for engaging, whether it be through text or text-to-speech, audiobooks, or reading with a partner. Some examples for representation: provide calendars or some checklists to help students keep track and kind of subtasks for meeting a learning goal. Allow them to show what they know through a variety of formats, whether it's a graphic organizer or a poster presentation. And then provide students with access to common assistive technology. So there are some other elements of a universal design for learning. All learning, they know their goal. It's intentional, flexible options for all students to use. Students access these resources from the start of a lesson, and students will build and internalize their own learning experience. So this is a picture that I found, and the sources cited as well. This kind of shows the flexible, straightforward, consistent learning space that accommodates students and instructional methods, providing a supportive learning environment, minimizing unnecessary physical effort. So, differentiated instruction. This is an approach where teachers adjust their curriculum and instruction to maximize the learning outcome for all students. It's proactively planned, interdependent system It's characterized by, a positive community of learners and having that support. It's focused on high quality curriculum, ongoing assessments, as well as flexible instructional arrangements, and respectful tasks. But it provides learning experiences to learners. So teachers can adjust 4 instructional elements here: content, process, product, and environment. Content, this is, the curriculum the students assess and how they are assessing it. Process, how we sequence the learning and the ways in which our students learn. Product, how students demonstrate what they have learned. And then how the learning is structured is the environment. So some different activities here, like for content, providing textbooks. This is similar to what we just talked about with UDL, allowing auditory learners to listen to audiobooks, giving kinesthetic learners the opportunity to complete an interactive assignment online. Process, whether you're matching vocab words to definitions, differentiating fact from opinion in a story, or even creating a PowerPoint presentation to summarize the lesson. Product, you can allow learners to read and write a book report. For your visual learners, they could make a graphic organizer of the story and share it. Auditory learners, they could, give you an oral report. And this is really just meeting the needs of each individual learner and how they learn. I think this is most useful, the thing that I took away the most, because this is something that meets every student's needs. Learning environment, break students into reading groups. If they do best independently, allow them to read, by themselves, and, make sure they have their quiet space with no distractions. So differentiated instruction. These lessons are designed to meet the student's learning style. It is assessed and adjusted frequently to meet those needs as well. Students group by sharing interests, the topic, or their ability for assignments, and it's assessed using formative assessment. Classroom management that creates a safe and supportive environment is extremely important as well. So these are my resources that I use for this. I think the main thing is making sure to meet the needs of every student, no matter what their exceptionality is. Thank you, and have a great day.